Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwara, Guru Sakshat Parabrahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. यस्य सर्वे समारंभा काम संकल्प वर्जिताः ज्ञानाग्नि दग्ध कर्माणं तमाहु पंडितम मुदाः. Many of us have got this notion, and it is natural, it is not unnatural, that when the teacher says, he whose all undertakings are without the promptings of desire, kama varjitaha and sankalpa varjitaha, and without any expectations. Now the question is, can we function without desire? If there is no desire, who will work? This is the question. Like in the second chapter, the teacher says, Karmanye vadhikaraste ma phaleshu kadachana. You should work, don't bother about the results. Is it like, going to work and not taking the salary or what? So, we come to a conclusion, there is zero possibility of working in this world unless there is a pressure of desire on our mind. And this is our experience. This is one set of data. Great masters who again I repeat, we have the data that we are in this world under the pressure of desires, and we also know what achievement. And all the great masters who lived in this world, they also functioned, but without any pressure of desire. And they also show the results. Now what is the difference? The difference is our achievement of all of us put together cannot be even compared with the achievement of those great masters who lived without the pressure of desire. First observation. Now second thing. Why we cannot think that there is no possibility of working without desire? Because it is not that we don't function without desire. We do function. Only difference is, we are not aware that functioning without desire is possible. For example, when something comes to you, suppose you are a mother or a father. The other day I was going by a flight somewhere. And whenever I go, so in our India, they give chocolates. In other countries, they don't give, daridri. If you see the services that you get in all our airlines within the country, is so 5-star. You get chocolates, you get cold drinks, you get drinks, you get good food. Excellent. And you fly within USA, etc. Like a beggar in a paper, they will give you one small size, that ginger ale or a Coke, Diet Coke, and maybe one biscuit, that's it. And fly for 6 hours, you get nothing. So, when I was going, so that air hostess came to give. I said, Amma, give me a full packet. Don't give me 2-3. Because I got many children to give. So she said, okay, Swamiji. And she went and bought a complete packet of chocolates and in a newspaper wrap and gave me, Swamiji, take it. So I was so happy. I said, very good. Next time again I'll ask. He said, okay, again I'll give you next time. When I did this, there was one Amma sitting. She was thinking, I wish I had asked. Then when I look, I said, Amma, you want the whole package, you take. No. Only I was thinking, my child, she is very fond of collecting these things like, Indian Airlines, Jet Airlines, Air India, then Cathay Pacific, and then the Qantas and the American Airlines. So these things, she is fond of collecting. So I took out one full bag, I think, and gave her. Amma, take for your talk. Now, when she has collected that, was it for herself? It was not for herself. It was for giving to somebody whom you love. She did not think about any other child, her own child. Now be very attentive. When you do something in this world for someone who is related to you, it is called as attachment, desire. And when you do something for someone, even unknown to you, why the mother did like that? Because there is a joy in giving. When you recognize that there is a joy in working for somebody, there is a joy in giving, that performance is free from the impact of desire virus. And this is how all the great masters work here. Bhagavan says in the 3rd chapter, he told, Name parthasti kartavyam trishu lokeshu kinchana nanavaptam avaptavyam varta evacha karmani. Hey Partha, I have nothing to be achieved in this world. There is nothing that the world can give me. And yet, I am working for the joy of it. Therefore, the conclusion of this analysis is, when you work under the pressure of desire, you suffer either because of success or failure. And when you function for the joy of it, you don't care for the success or failure and you enjoy. Life is this. The first is a bondage. The second is a freedom. And why we are not able to understand? Only because we are not aware about our own actions. Suppose you are going somewhere, some child suddenly falls. Won't you go and lift him? Was it a desire prompting? No. In the same manner, when slowly you grow, and in that growth you embrace the totality in your heart. Will you call it as a desire when my cheek is feeling a sensation of itching and my hand goes and I do that? There was a desire in the cheek to get scratched. And there was a desire in the fingers to scratch somebody. So let your desire in the finger scratch somebody else's cheeks. What a joy it will be for the onlookers. Therefore, when we do something for ourselves, it is not a function of desire. Now the teacher says, Jnanagni Dagdha Karmanam. What is the knowledge? What is the Jnanam? The knowledge that I alone is expressing through many points. See? When I come to know that in the left hand I am, in the right hand I am, in the mouth I am, in the Madhya Pradesh stomach I am, in the legs I am. So do I have any bias for these organs? No. Why? Because everywhere I am. So what is that knowledge which burns away all the karma, all the sins? All the karma means all the sins. All the karmas are sins. So what is that? That is, when you are thus functioning with the knowledge that everything is your own expression, and therefore when your teeth bite your tongue, I am so sorry, teeth watch. Now the tongue vacha. What sorry? Every time you do that, I am going to call the dentist and pull you out. No. Because the biting instrument and the bitten instrument, they are one and the same. Therefore, when the knowledge that there is one reality functioning through everywhere, and that reality is my nature, that knowledge burns away all the karma, and thereafter there is no karma possible through that person. This is what the teacher says in the next verse. Tyaktva karma phala sangam nityatrutto nirashrayah karmani abhipravittaha api naiva kinchit karoti saha. So such a wise man who is functioning from the platform of consciousness that he is, functioning through all the instruments, he may be dynamically functioning, yet his functioning cannot be labeled as karma, resulting into the production of sin or merit. Now take a simple example. This is an example I give a number of times. When somebody has lost the hair, deforestation, it is a sin or a merit? Mahatma Gandhi's hair never became white. Why? He didn't have. So, if our hair become white, it is not a sin or merit. If our digestion is upset, like mine, all the time upset, so that is not a sin or merit, because there is no sense of doership associated with this. And therefore, karmani abhipravruttaha api, although he is functioning dynamically in this world and yet naiva kinchit karoti saha, then how is his life? His life is nirashiryata chittatma yatta sarva parigraha shariram kevalam karma kurvannapnoti kilvisham. So, nirashihi yata chittatma yatta sarva parigraha. These are the descriptions of this great master. First, nirashi. Nirashi doesn't mean hopeless. Hopeless is the negative aspect of life. Lack of expectation and anticipation from the world is a positive force. See? Is it not we all live on hopes and therefore the life is hopeless? We should not live on hope. We should live dynamically without expectation. When you do something, something will definitely come back. And while performing your job, if you are fully available in the present, your job has to be a masterpiece. If all the time you are thinking about, I don't know, if I get 90% marks, in which college I will get admission, but I want admission only in Bombay. I don't want to go to that Satara useless. I don't know what place that is. And you are thinking of what is going to happen after you get the admission, and now you have not yet appeared for the examination. So what you are doing in the present, thinking about the future, and thereby your abilities are weakened away. Therefore, when it is said, Nirashi, don't bother too much about the future, means make yourself available in the present with full force, full zest. That is the important thing. So, Nirashi. Second thing, Yata Chittatma. Yata Chittatma means absolute control over oneself. See, just imagine, this can be only imagined by us. Whatever you want to do, your mind cooperates for that job any time, for any length of period, whenever you want. Just imagine. Our condition is, when we are reading, now Swamiji is only on 21, there are 42 verses, there are only 3 days remaining. I don't know how Swamiji is going to complete, because 21, 42, 21, 3 days, 7 verses. So 7 verses he has to complete. Why you worry about the funeral of the Swamiji? think. One day I was discussing 15th chapter of Bhagavad Gita in Delhi. And the first verse, Urdhva Moolamada Shakam Ashwatham Prahuravyam. That verse, one verse continued for 3 days. 7 days program. After the 3rd day program was over, one person came with a great pathetic request. Swamiji, I do not know what is going to happen. I said, so far nothing has happened, nothing will happen, don't worry. He said, no, you have taken 3 days for one verse. There are 20 verses. I said, so multiply. 2 महीने का कार्यक्रम हो गया. For 2 months we'll sit here. I was just thinking, what is going to happen? There are so many verses. So while we are in the present, our mind goes in the future. See, Yata Chittatma. Another example to make this point clear. When you want to increase the speed, you press the accelerator. Immediately it catches. And when you want to stop, you press the brake. Immediately it stops. But you have got 1822 model. You know, Ford. Ford means anybody can afford, is called as Ford. You know that Ford, the meaning of Ford? Fix or repair daily. It's called as Ford. So, you have got that car, old model. And you start from your pedal road. And you have to go to Dadar. And suddenly, you know, near that Mahalakshmi temple slope is there. You have to apply brake. But your Ford Gadi is such that you apply brake on pedal road, it stops at Shivaji Park. Our mind is like this. We want to sit for meditation. The moment we want to sit for meditation, that very moment the mind will start spinning new things. We get frustrated. Therefore, first, Nirashi Yata Chittatma. This is such a joy, friends. If you develop this faculty, when you are reading, if you are fully available, one reading is enough to understand everything. Whatever intelligent or dull-witted you may be. What is the intelligence and dull-wittedness? Intelligence means you are able to apply your faculty 100% to a given job at your free will. That is called as intelligence. Why the students are not able to remember and understand? Because while reading, ek dil ke tukde hazar hue. So like these broken-hearted people cannot achieve anything in life. Yata Chittatma. Then, Jakta Sarva Parigraha. Third thing. He who is not holding on to the things and beings in this world. Please remember this. If somebody is with you, it is only you and your mind. Nobody is with you. There is no point in going to Badrinath, Kedarnath and Bhutanath and Pretanath. There is no need. Because where will you run? Wherever you go, there you are the problem of the world. And therefore, the teacher says, Jakta Sarva Parigraha. The lesser the possessions you have, happier you are. They say the travel light. Let us travel light through the journey of life. We are carrying the load. The other day where it was, 2 ammas came and for 3 days they were with me in Kaivalya probably. My God, first day they came as if they are the feminine avatar of Hercules. The whole world on their head. And so when I looked at them, I said, why should I spoil my mood? I went ahead. And then one day attended, second day, third day, slowly. Swamiji, I said, Amma, don't talk anything, listen first. First day, what I saw you, and now, there is a gulf of difference. When you came, you were carrying the whole universe on your head. Now, the world is under my foot. See the difference. Ch.4 parigraha. And then they said, Swamiji, now I have understood where I have gone wrong. I said, but don't forget your expertise to repeat your mistake again. That is called as pramada. We understand. When we are in the satsang, everything is clear. The moment you put on the shoes, everything goes wrong. Therefore, don't put on shoes. Go without shoes back. So important it is. Ch.4 parigraha. The lesser the things you hold on to in this world, the happier you are. See, one of my very good friend is a great Swami. Naturally, my friends are Swamis only. So, he called me for some talks. I went and for the first time he met me. We knew only by name, never face to face. And after that was over, then he said, Swamiji, why don't you take up some big project, this thing, that thing. I said, look here, you are suffering sufficiently. I will sit with you and play tabla. You suffer. But is it not that unless we take the big projects like schools, colleges, hostels and education institutions and hospitals, why not serve the society? I said, look here, you follow your path, I follow my path. You are born to suffer in English. I am born to suffer in Hindi. How important it is. There is no need to get involved in this world when you are not required. Please remember, if you want to get proper guidance about this topic, I'll suggest you all to read the Gospel of Ramakrishna Paramahams. Remember, the only purpose of our life is to know the truth. Have zero compromise on this. No, but isn't it we should do something for the society? There are many societies who are doing something for the society. And that is a society by itself, where there is everything except gold. Today I went for some Gujarati marriage in some hall. Thakar si bhika bhai hole. The moment I saw the hole, I was so happy. In Gujarati, the hall is called as hole. So, let the world do their job. You focus attention on the truth. Now, does it mean being irresponsible? No. Please understand. If because of you, even one isolated person is inspired to lead something creative life, your life is fulfilled. That is all. Bhagwan Ramachandra and Bhagwan Sri Krishna, they are neither in Ayodhya nor in Dwarka. Both the places, one is underwater, one is above clouds. See? Then where is Ram and where is Krishna? He is in the hearts of the people. If we have to achieve something in our life, a place in the hearts of the people and not a place where we will be buried and a stone will be kept. All good things come to an end as the bad things. Isn't it? No. Ch.4 parigraha. Give up everything and live with that cheer of not having anything in this world. Further, now, how such a person should live? Shariram kevalam karma kurvannapnoti kilbisham. Thereafter, let the life be lived through you. Shariram karma means what karma? When you are hungry, to eat. When you are sleepy, sleep. Even satsang? Yes. Many people get the benefit. Satsang ke bahut fayde hai. There are many benefits of the satsang. Those who do not get sleep at home, they come over here. And then after the satsang is over, awakened from the sleep, from the ignorance. So, eating, sleeping, taking bath, taking medicine, going for a walk, these are the shariram karma by which you are maintaining life in the body. Shariram kevalam karma. So, when you eat food, there is no sin or merit. But when you are taking food and you start commenting and become frustrated, why bangan every day? Isn't it? I know when I have said bangan, tonight I don't know where I had to go for my prarabdha. There will be bangan, definitely. And then I have a dialogue with that bangan. How did you reach before me? That fellow reaches there before me, straight away. So, shariram kevalam karma. So when the food is taken for cessation of hunger, not for indulgence. When you sleep for removing the tiredness of the body and not because of laziness. When you look at the world to see the divinity and not to classify somebody or good or bad. When you talk to somebody to express joy and love and not to criticize and hurt. That is what is called as shariram kevalam karma. Kurvan napnoti kilvisham. When this becomes your life, then the Lord is functioning through you. See? So the crux of the whole discussion is when actions are manifested through you without an agent, divinity is dynamically expressing through you. Whenever any action is associated with an agent or a doership, all the problems begin. So, shariram kevalam karma kurvan napnoti kilvisham. Now, such a person, yadruchalava santushto dvandvatito vimatsaraha samassiddhava siddhaucha krutvapina nibadhyate. Yadruchalava santushtaha. Then what will be the lifestyle of such a person? He will be all the time very negative. Nahi hai to nahi hai, theek hai. No. It is not a pessimistic cry of a failure. But it is a joy of contentment. Two things. Santoshad anuttama sukhalabha. The more content you are, the more happy you are. Therefore, how to be content? Yadruccha labha. Whatever is due to come to us, nobody can stop that. And what is not due to you, you may struggle day and night, you won't get it. I have a friend, he told me once, Swamiji, I don't know why this is and what this is. You please help me and advise me. I said, what is the problem? His problem was that I have a friend. Any business he puts his hand, bound to be successful. And my case, anything I start, guarantee failure. So I don't know what happens. Can you tell me way out? I said, yes. You make him as your partner. Then what will happen? He will also fail. If you are powerful, if his success is powerful, you will also grow with him. Therefore, Please remember, every one of us, one sentence is very good in Hindi. समय से पहले और नसीब से ज्यादा किसी को कुछ नहीं मिलता. And this is not a pessimistic cry. This is the realistic appreciation. Therefore, many people say, because of this philosophy only, India is not progressing. First of all, who are you to assess the progress of India? Because you are a failure, you say India is not progressing. If you see the number of jobless people in India and in the United States, today India is having less jobless people than any other country. The progress that we have, medical facilities, educational facilities, shelter is far superior in our country than any country in the world. The other day I was in UK, so I was just having one camp, meditation camp for 3-4 days in a very beautiful place. So one day I was sitting, I said, hey, I just want to know what is the highest currency note in your country? I said, in our India, we have got 1,000 rupees. So what is the highest? Because I have never seen anybody carrying money, all Daridri people. So I said, is it 500 pounds, 1,000 pounds, 2,000 pounds, or 100 pounds? What it is that? They started searching because they have never seen that note. Maximum currency that is commonly seen is 20 pounds. See? So, as regards prosperity is concerned, our country is nowhere less. And the additional bonus that our country has, you move in our country, the smile that you see on the faces of the Indians, that you will miss anywhere you go in the world. They have got beautiful cars, sitting behind the steering with a hanging face. What is the use of that? Better be bekar and smile. So, yadrucha labha santushtaha. Second thing, dvandvatitaha. Dvandvatitaha, he who has no confusions in life. Confusions, whether I should do this, whether I should do that. I should do this, whether I should. Why confusion? One student, I think 10th or 12th standard, asked me, Swamiji, I am very confused what I should do. I said, do anything you like, but I don't know what I should do. Now see, the question itself is so wrongly framed. I said, okay, go to bathroom. No, Swamiji, not that. I said, you never told me what I should do, what I should not do. How do I know what is the topic going on in your head? No, I mean whether I should take medicine or I should take engineering or what I should do. I said, okay, I take your interview. 2 into 3. I said, what are you doing? Are you doing like this the Catholics do? No, I was searching for the calculator. I said, then you should become a medical practitioner. You cannot do anything in engineering. So, dvandvatitaha, no confusion about anything in life. When you have no confusion about anything in life, you are at home, at peace. One. Second thing, dvandvatitaha means, let there be any number of alternatives available to you, but you are clear about what you want of your life. See how important it is. If you give zero choice to yourself, you are the happiest person. And the more you give options, the more the options you are told you are the prosperous rich man. And more the options you give to yourself, more confused you are. So the equation is, the richer you are, more confused you are. And the more confused you are, more miserable you are. Therefore, dvandvatitaha. The world is like this. Accept it cheerfully and go ahead. Vimatsaraha. Third thing. On TV, the other day I was somewhere and I had nothing to do and the TV was on. So I was watching. I don't keep TV in my house, otherwise you waste unnecessarily time. So there, for me, everything is new. So I was watching. And there are, I don't know what is the advertisement, one coat in an aeroplane that air hostess keeps. And when the plane lands, and then he just sees that coat. And then he goes, as if it is his, he puts on and tries to see how it is. Then the owner of the coat comes. This advertisement tells how cheap the people can be. Advertisement literature speaks of the quality of the mind which is producing that literature. See? Therefore, how can we have, see, he has got such a beautiful car, I don't have. You know that Onida is based on the philosophy of jealousy. Vimatsaraha, he who has discovered happiness in the happiness of others, he can never be miserable. See? Wherever there is jealousy, there cannot be contentment and happiness. Today I went for that marriage, so I normally give upadesh. Or rather it is a prayer, it is not a upadesh. Upadesh you can give before the calamity. After the calamity takes place, you can only pray. So I went, I was praying for them. And then that father of the girl or a boy, I don't remember, said, Swamiji, you please tell them something. So I told 3 things. I said, look here, first 10 years, mad for each other, not at each other. Next 10 years, made for each other. And thereafter, only for each other. Don't have jealousy, don't have matsarya. After that was told, ha ha hoo, and I was coming out. One person came, he said, Swamiji, I have always seen you in such a terrible mood. Can I get that thing like you are? What is the secret? I said, my secret is very simple. I am happy in the happiness of others. I don't understand. I said, I will tell you. Now this boy and girl got married. I am happy without getting married. So after the marriage, whatever happens is their lot. But I already got my happiness. Then I go to attend the second marriage. Again I discover happiness. Suffering is there. Happiness is mine. Vimatsaraha. If you discover happiness in the prosperity of others, you will never be miserable in life. Yadrucha lava santushtaha dvanvatita vimatsaraha. And then samasiddhava siddhaucha. Whenever we do something, it is bound to be sometime you will win, sometime you will lose. That is the game of life. It is not like a rich man's son plays cricket. Because he is a rich man's son, he purchases all the things. The bat, the stumps, the ball and all other things. And all the children, in that locality, they play cricket. And what is the rule? The rule is, I will always bat and I will never be out. That is not a game of life. Samasiddhava siddhaucha means we must train ourselves to listen to no and to say no when it is required. See? Then only we grow. Samasiddhava siddhaucha krutvapi na nibadhyate. When such a person is engaged in activities in this world, he will never be tied down by the success, nor will be frustrated because of the failures. See, one thing I'll tell you. Just now we had a camp in Mahabaleshwar, about 5-6 days. A wonderful experience for all of us. After the camp was over, again so many people, Swamiji, next time we'll have camp here only, and not one. We should have at least 2-3 camps in a year. Now, be very attentive. Whenever any undertaking is conducted, any job is done, And if the conclusion is like this, my God, next time I will never get into it, it is a failure. See, there are difficulties, no doubt about it. Another example I tell you, we were in Sajjangad. And in every place there is always, there are parties, lobbies, jhagdas are everywhere. If there is no jhagda, what God will do? Do you know, once when I went to Kailash, when I was going, I saw Shiva Parvati. And they were having a cup of tea, talking with each other. So I went and did namaskar. And Shivji was very seriously sitting. And Parvati Amma was talking. Hey, what's wrong with you? Why are you so serious about? Shivji said, what you understand, lady? These days everybody is becoming spiritual. Now how am I going to run this world? If everybody becomes like this, Yadruchalava Santushto Dvandvatito Vimatsaraha, how can I run this world? That is my worry. So Parvati Amma said, don't worry, I'll take care. What will you do where I fail? She said, when you fail, then only I am successful. Okay, tell me what is your plan? She said, look here, hubby, honey, all those spiritual people, I will put a virus in their head. Let us make an organization. Spiritual organization. The moment a spiritual organization is made, they get disorganized and the samsara continues. Yadruchalava santushtaha dvandvatito vimatsaraha samassiddhava siddhaucha. There is no place for failure or success in the life of such a great master because he is not hanging on to anything. Charaiveti, charaiveti. Go ahead and lead dynamically, cheerfully, never to look back. Samassiddhava siddhaucha krutvapi na nibadhyate. Such a person, whenever he is any kind of undertaking, he is not bound. Bound means what? He is not frustrated, he is not tense, he is not worried, and he is fully available any time for any kind of thing without claiming anything out of it. See? All the great masters, you take their lives, none of them ever have claimed that I have done this thing for the society. Take Bhagwan Raman Maharshi, Ramakrishna Paramahamsa, and there are so many of them. They have never done anything for the society. Whatever has happened is the byproduct. See? That becomes the real joy of living. And Gata sangasya muktasya jnanavastita chetasaha yajnayacharata karma samagram pravidiyate. Gata sangasya, when such a person who is not attached to anything at all, no attachment to karma. What is the kind of attachment? I will do it and I must do it. Never get too much obsessed with anything in life. See, in Bhagavad, in the 11th canto, one thought comes very beautiful. This particular thought was again and again referred by our Udiya Baba, Swamiji's Guru Maharaj. He used to say, if you want to live in this world, don't praise anybody, don't condemn anybody. Just keep on living in this world with total indifference and keep your mind hooked on to the reality. Gata sangasya, no more attachment to any activity, anything. Muktasya, and no more hanging around what result I am going to get. Whether loto or lota. So, gata sangasya muktasya. Third, jnanavastita chetasaha. He whose mind is totally absorbed in the consciousness, jnanavastita chetasaha, such a person, yajnaya acharataha karma. And when all the activities are done for the sake of yajna. Now what is the meaning of yajna? This is the beauty of Bhagavad Gita. Bhagavad Gita has restated many terms used in the Vedic literature. Yajna, normally what comes in front of us is make a hole in the soil and then keep some bricks around and smear it with the cow dung, and then the terrible looking priests are sitting all around. I don't know why the priests are not properly dressed. No, some beard here and there, and bhayanak, and the pan and everything going on. So they will be sitting around, and the Yajman, Yajmanin, and then they will start Indraya Swaha, Idanna Mama, Varunaya Swaha, Idanna Mama, as if maar rahe. This is what normally Yajna brings in front of us. Bhagavad Sri Krishna says, Yajnaya acharataha karma. Every action of your life can be a yajna if it has the following attributes. First, when you are ready to suffer for the sake of others, not because of others. Please understand the difference. We suffer because of others. No. When you are ready to suffer for the sake of others, your life is a life of yajna. See? Yajnaya acharataha karma. It doesn't matter then whether you are cooking or washing or driving the car or not talking. There was a husband and a wife. They were going somewhere. The husband stopped nearby a pan shop and brought a pan for his wife. Honey, I know you like pan, take this thing. So, but darling, only for me you are not eating. No, I keep quiet without pan also. See, as much talking is a yajna, not talking is also a yajnaya charata karma. So, this is the meaning of yajna. Second aspect. In yajna, it is always done keeping in view the invocation of the higher power. When we do yajna, like Dashrath Maharaj has done yajna, so the yajna purush was invoked. For what? For getting the children from the wife. So he came with a prescription. And when that prescription was given, it was an Ayurvedic prescription. Therefore, in a very big ball. If it was allopathic, it will be one injection only. So it was an Ayurvedic preparation, and then Rama and all the four brothers were born. So, where we fail individually, we invoke some higher power. That is the purpose of yajna. Now, whenever we are living in a society or even at home, we individually, independent of others, cannot lead a fulfilled life. We do require the presence and support of so many people. Now here we are having Gita Jnana Yajna. Now in this Gita Jnana Yajna, how many people are involved? Not one. Not only those who are concerned with the Prempuri Ashram, etc. But even the whole of Bombay, nay, the whole of India, nay, the whole of world. If today America starts bombarding over there and there is a chaos everywhere, we can't conduct it. So, all are coming together and then only something great can happen. Therefore, yajna means understanding that we all have to live together in a spirit of togetherness and not fighting, making the lobbies and making your own point. That lifestyle where you are ready to sacrifice your individuality and merge with the totality, keeping in view the common goal of everybody, that type of activity is called as karma. Most of the places, it is only the prestige issue which makes the whole life miserable. Whether it is the Mahabharata war or whether it is the expected war. So, Gata sangasya muktasya jnanavastiti chetasaha yajnayacharata karma samagram paviliyate. Now for such a person, all the karma samagram. Samagram means what? Agra means the tip. Tip means what? The karma has got three aspects. The doer, the doing and the result. Karma, then kriya or karta and the karma phala. All these three things will disappear. Thereafter, there will be action without anybody to claim the result of the action. And therefore, samagram praviliyate. Such a karma will be totally dissolved into nothingness. It is something like this. Understand this basic point, very important. For example, when we go to the temple, we buy the mithai from Banarsi Das. We buy mithai. When we go to his shop, we don't say, kindly give me 1 kilogram of prasad. No, we call mithai. We get the sweet meat and then we go to the temple. After we go to the temple, we give it to the Panditji. Panditji, bhog lagao. So Panditji opens it mercilessly. And after he opens it, major portion he takes out and then puts 2 moongfalli ka dana and that flower or the tulasi. Take. Now when you have taken it, you don't call it any more mithai. You say now prasad hai. So if you wanted to give mithai to somebody, they say no, I am already becoming a round figure. Doctor told me not to eat any sweet. But if you want to make somebody eat, you can say no, ye prasad hai. Ye Tirupati ka prasad. I say how to say no to prasad? Okay, give. Now see the difference. Now what is the difference between mithai and a prasad? With the prasad, there is no sense of any individuality involved. It belongs to the totality. When I am offered to the Lord, my mamata, my attachment, this is mine, is withdrawn. It is offered to the Lord. And Lord doesn't eat it because he doesn't want it. So it has come back. Now it is unclaimed property. Unclaimed property is divine. Therefore, samagram praviliyate. Such activities are the divine manifestations. Now, to do this, there is a technique. And the technique is given in the 24th verse. This verse is normally chanted when you are before taking the food by many people. Brahmarpanam brahmahavi brahmagno brahmana hutam brahmaivatena gantavyam brahma karma samadhina. Now here the technique is like this. First, before we go to the verse, understand the basis. We have to change our vision. Satsanga is a technique by which we are ready to change our vision so that we are able to see the things as they are. See? When we go to the eye doctor, ophthalmologist, what he does, he first of all looks into your eyes. Isn't it? After he looks into your eyes, then he will give you some medicine and put a goggle or glasses around your eyes. What has happened? He has only adjusted your focal length. The same thing is done in the satsang. In satsang we come and our question is, why God has created this terrible world? I don't know. So we go to some satsang. And in the satsang we come to know, look here, this whole world is a play of the Lord. And in any play, in any drama, you cannot have a story which does not have charm. If you have a story like this, a boy comes, a girl comes, they look at each other, they like each other, they go to their parents, the parents say, get married, cinema over. Such a serial will not go even for 1 minute. Now see these serials, whatever that, saas kabhi bahu thi, bahu kabhi saas, something like that. It goes on and on. And what is that? Nothing. Suspicion, doubt, confusion, misunderstanding. This is how the world is continuing. If everybody is wise, the world cannot exist. See? And the world has to continue. Now see, for example, like we say the prayers, Sarve bhavantu sukhinaha, sarve santu niramayaha. If everybody will become healthy, doctors will commit suicide. So the God has to look after the doctors also. So He creates patients for them. This is how the world is going on. In this world, never there was a time when there was only goodness. Never there was a time when there was only badness. Good and bad is always existing in relation to each other. The moment you develop this vision, you will see all your problems will be dissolved. This is what the Satsanga does, changes our vision. Now here is the change in the vision. Brahmarpanam Brahmahavi, Brahmagno Brahmanahutam, Brahmaiva tena gantavyam, Brahma karma samadhina. See how many times Brahma has come? Brahmarpanam 1, Brahmahavihi, 3rd, Brahmagno, 4th, Brahmanahutam, 5th, Brahmaiva tena gantavyam, 6th, Brahma karma samadhina. Everywhere Brahma means Paramatma, the divine reality. Everywhere other than the divine reality, there is nothing. Develop this vision. Like in every nook and corner of my body, there is nothing except me. When this vision is developed, everywhere, in every action, in every undertaking, in every interaction, there is nothing but the divine principle. Then what will happen? There will be no contradiction, and you will be able to discover joy in and through every activity of your life. Now what is that vision? Brahma Arpanam. Arpanam means the spoon which is used for conducting the yajna. You offer the ghee, the purified butter into the fire. So, Indraya Swaha, Idan Namama, Varunaya Swaha, Idan Namama. So, when these mantras are said, one spoon is used, that specialized spoon is called as Arpanam. So, that is Paramatma, Brahma Arpanam, Brahma Havihi. Whatever other things are offered in the fire, that is also God. Brahma Havihi, Brahma Gnau. In what it is offered? It is offered in the fire. So that fire is also God. Brahma Gnau. Now the Brahmana Hutam, the action of offering, that is also the divinity. And then Brahma Eva Tena Gantavyam. Where it will reach the same reality, the Brahman. In this manner, Brahma Karma Samadhina. He who has understood that everything is happening in the divine, Brahma Karma Samadhina. When everything is happening in the divine, there is nothing bad, there is nothing good. Now tell me, when you see a dream, and in that dream, you have seen that you made a Santa Mahatma, and then you went, and then he blessed you, and then you stopped that dream. After some time, another dream started. And in that dream, your wife tells, "Why don't you get me that particular sari? I like it so much." Then you tell, "Look here, this is a dream. Doesn't matter. Okay, I give you dream sari." Now, when you saw first dream with the Mahatma and second dream with the nagging wife, will you say that your mind was pure and impure? No. Both are supported by the same mind. In the same manner, when we have this understanding, everything is nothing but the reality. In that, there is no one good, no one bad, nothing important, nothing less important. With this vision, when you start functioning in this world, yad yad karma karomi tattad akhilam shambho tavaradhana, then every action of yours becomes the worship of the Lord, and you discover fulfillment and happiness. Therefore, this is the vision to be developed. And once you develop this vision, you have nothing to complain against, you have nothing to criticize on anyone. After having said this, after this, the teacher gives 12 yajnas, how they can be practiced in our life. I will simply read them and give you the gist. The teacher says, Daivameva pare yajnam yogina paryupasate brahmagnava pare yajnam yajne naivo pajovati shrotradi nindriyanyane sayyamagni sujovati shabdadi vishayanane indriyagni sujovati sarvani indriya karmani prana karmani chapare atma sayyama yogagno juvate jnana dipite dravya yajnas tapo yajna yoga yajnas tatha pare swadhyaya jnana yajnascha yadaya samsita व्रतः अपाने जुवति प्राणम प्राणे पानम तथा परे प्राणापान गति रुद्ध्वा प्राणायाम परायणाः अपरे निहताहारा प्राणान् प्राणेषु जुवति सर्वेप्येते यज्ञविदाः यज्ञक्षपित कल्मषः. These are 12 yajnas. Now we need not go into the technicalities of all these because this is mainly the subject of yoga abhyas. And you should never do yoga abhyas by reading books. If you have to practice yoga abhyas, you should go to a living yogic master, not the one who has got the degrees. Educated yogis are dangerous. Those who have lived that life, those who have been functioning in that path right from childhood, those who are established, those who have discovered what is said in the scriptures is according to my experience, they are called as yogis. Otherwise, by reading books, nobody becomes a yogi. You can become a doctorate in yoga, but not a yogi. So, Daivameva pare yajnam yoginaha paryupasate brahmagnava pare yajnam yajnena eva upajuvati. Now from here onward, the teacher takes up the principle of yajna. What is the principle of yajna? When we are functioning in this world, what is important is we lead such a life of self-control that in each and every activity, we are able to discover and develop your own divine potentiality. So if you are able to discover and develop your own divine potentiality, that part of your life is called as yajna. For example, Shrotradini indriyane anne sayyamagnishi juvati. So all the senses are offered as an oblation in the fire of self-restraint. Now you don't have to take out, now I have to do this yajna, so first of all burn the fire and take out the ear and offer iraya swaha. No. Then you take out the nose and offer, that is not the meaning. Sayyama agnishi juvati. So practice extreme self-restraint that your senses remain in their own sockets and do not run amok in this world. That spiritual practice is called as one type of yajna. Then shabdadin vishayananne indriyagnishi juvati. Then let the shabda etc., the objective world remain far away from the senses, meaning when the objects are offered to the senses, discover joy, but do not become addicted and victim to your own enjoyments. This is another type of yajna. Sarvan indriya karmani prana karmani chapare atma sayyama yogagno juvate jnana dipite. And then we go still further. All the activities of our all senses, karmendriya, jnanendriya, and atma sayyama yogagno. When you are functioning in this world, you have got such a tremendous self-control that your mind remains undisturbed in spite of all the chaos around. If you are practicing that, this is one kind of yajna. Then dravya yajna, tapo yajna, yoga yajna, sathapare. There are many kinds of yajna, such as dravya yajna. Dravya yajna means we take the oblations like ghee or the samagri and we offer it into the fire. That is called as dravya yajna. Like our Arya Samaj's Bandhu do, they will be going with their mobile kunda, Agni kunda, and then they will have the say one lighter and then put the things and start. So that is dravya yajna one. Second is dravya yajnas tapo yajnaha. Tapo yajnaha, you lead the life of extreme austerities. For example, sometimes you give up taking salt and see what is happening in you. Sometimes you give up eating sweet and see, and in this manner discover that your life is independent of all these things and you have the capacity to continue to live even in their absence. Discover this faculty in you, tapo yajnaha. And then yoga yajna statha pare. Yoga yajna is lead a life of total self-control. Yama niyama asana pranayam pratyahar dharana dhyan samadhi. From yama to sanyama, practice all the ashtanga yoga and thereby discover your inner potentiality and apply that potentiality for something higher like self-realization. Then swadhyaya jnana yajnascha. Swadhyaya means always be aware about the quality of your mind. That is the swadhyaya. More than reading the books, more than reading number of things, read your own mind. See what is happening. When somebody says something, how disturbed we get. When we see something, how the mind starts projecting. I think I should have this. I don't have. If I don't have, what people will say. I think for the sake of the people, we have to get this. Because we have to live in this society. How the people will say that you don't have the new type of curtains through which everybody can see. What is the old kind of curtains? Everything is covered. Who told you curtains are meant for covering? They are meant for teasing others. See, hamare ghar mein ye. And see, watch all that. The moment you start watching your mind, you will stop watching TV. More entertaining. There is nothing more entertaining than watching your mind. Swadhyaya. Then jnana yajnascha. Then study, discover, find out various aspects of our personality, the scriptures, etc. Yatayaha samshita vrataha. So such people who are putting efforts with the commitment and with a desire to live this kind of life. Apane juvati pranam pane prane panam tatha pare prana panagati rudhva pranayama parayanaha. This pranayama is another thing which many people go only after that. Remember, prana is a glue which keeps the mind and the body together. If the prana goes out and forgets to come back, then it is called as death of the body. A dead body is not owned by the mind. In that dead body, Paramatma is. But presence of Paramatma is not enough for the enlivening of the dead body. The dead body is enlivened when it is owned by the mind. So the mind is kept attached to the body through this glue of prana. And that is why when you are working on the prana, you are indirectly working on the quality of the mind. How? When the mind is too much attached to the body, your quality of life will be different. And when your mind is not attached to the body, the quality of your life will be different. This is the basic difference between the wise and the otherwise people. Otherwise people live as body. Wise people live through the body. So, for that pranayama is the technique. So there are different types of pranayama. One is the Puraka, second is the Rechaka, third is the Rechaka Kumbhaka, fourth is the Puraka Kumbhaka, and then is the Kevala Kumbhaka, wherein the very process of pranayam comes to a standstill. So by this technique, prana pranagati rudva pranayama parayanaha. Apare, other people, niyataharaha pranan praneshu juvati. There are other type of people who control the intake of food, and then they in this manner go on controlling themselves. Niyataharaha. Another meaning means niyatahar means they do not go to excess. See, today I went somewhere and one girl was introduced to me. Swamiji, a Jain family. Swamiji, she so and so. And you know, Swamiji, you bless her. I said, okay, bless. You know, they do some kind of upavas. I don't understand that. So she has done upavas for 13 days. So you bless her. I said, after doing upavas for 13 days, if she is a round figure, she should do the upavas for 13 years. So round. Then listen. Yuktahar viharasya yukta cheshtasya karmasu yukta swapnavabodhasya yogo bhavati dukkhaha. There is no need to torture your body. See, I told you my principle. Keep the stomach full, head empty. If you keep the stomach empty, there will be only food in your head. When they know that today is my fast, why they have to prepare dosha only today? They know very well I like it. Anyway, I am not going to eat by the mouth. But I am going to think about only dosha. Therefore, let us have a balanced life. Let us not go too much of extreme. Apare niyataharaha pranan praneshu juvati sarve pete yajne vidaha yajna kshapita kalmishaha. So all these people are the ones who are practicing this yajna, and by this what happens? Yajna kshapita kalmashaha. They become purified more and more. The more you become purified, the more you are nearer to the Lord. And hereafter, what the Lord has to say, we will see tomorrow. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Sri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om.